Have you ever wondered why humans are the only species on Earth that absolutely has to get dressed every single morning? Look at the animal kingdom. Animals don't need jeans or jackets. They are perfectly engineered to live in their natural skin. The most obvious guess is that we invented clothes for protection against freezing weather. But that's only half the story. Before we could even think about wearing clothes, our bodies had to undergo a massive, radical transformation. We had to lose our fur. Millions of years ago, when our ancestors moved onto the hot African savanna, thick fur became dangerous. It caused fatal overheating. To survive the heat, humans developed a unique biological superpower, the ability to sweat heavily to cool down. But for sweating to work, the thick hair had to go. Suddenly, our ancestors found themselves completely naked and vulnerable. Without fur, we were suddenly unprotected against sunburn, scratches, and nighttime drops in temperature. That is when early humans got creative. Around 170,000 years ago, we began using basic tools to scrape animal skins for warmth. But scientists discovered that the true, definitive timeline of clothing isn't found in fossils. It's actually hidden in parasites. To find out when humans started wearing clothes, scientists looked at a very unusual clue: lice. You see, there are two distinct types of lice that live on humans: head lice and clothing lice. By tracking the DNA of these parasites, researchers can map when they evolved into separate species. The DNA data reveals a secret. Clothing lice split from head lice roughly 170,000 years ago. This confirms humans were wearing some form of clothing or skins by at least that time. But clothing wasn't just a shield against the cold. It quickly became a powerful social tool. As early humans expanded out of Africa, what you wore became your first identity card. A rare fur or unique necklace told everyone exactly who you were and your status. With the invention of the bone needle 40,000 years ago, clothing became tailored garments. We didn't just adapt to nature anymore, we started adapting clothes,
Looking sharp.
changing history forever.
With these new, tailored clothes, humans were no longer trapped by geography or climate. We could finally trek into the frozen north, surviving temperatures that would have killed our ancestors just a few millennia earlier. Clothing became our mobile home, allowing us to carry our own warmth everywhere we roamed. This migration expanded our social networks and increased the need for complex communication and cooperation. Soon, we began decorating our garments with dyes, beads, and patterns to reflect our personal and cultural values. Clothing wasn't just about heat anymore. It became a language, signaling to others who we were and where we belonged. Fashion, in its earliest form, began as a way to express creativity and status within our growing societies.
Behold,
The skills
the
needed to
needle.
make these clothes,
Young one, you
sewing,
will carry
tanning, and tailoring,
I
were
will.
passed down through generations. Wearing clothes ultimately separated us from the wild, signaling our transition into a truly self-aware species.
But does this mean our evolution stopped the moment we put on our first coat? Actually, the story of clothing just got more complicated. Today, we have more options than any ancestors could dream of. We use clothing to tell the world how we feel, what we do, and who we want to be perceived as. In a professional setting, our clothes act like a uniform, signaling focus and competence to those around us. At home, our choices shift to comfort and self-care, proving that clothing still dictates our physical comfort level. Yet the deep human drive to stand out, which started back in the tribal days, still influences every purchase we make. Even digital clothing, in the form of online avatars and virtual skins, is now a booming industry. We've gone from using sharpened stones to shave hides to using high-tech machines to weave synthetic fibers. But the core need remains the same. Clothing allowed humans to colonize every corner of this planet. Without the invention of clothing, our species would likely have remained stuck in the warm climates where we first evolved. We didn't just wear clothes, we wore them to conquer the world and define our human identity.
But there is a catch. Our obsession with clothing has created a modern crisis that our ancestors could never have imagined. Think back to our ancestors. A single garment was made to last for years, carefully repaired and handed down. Today, we operate in a fast fashion cycle, where clothes are designed to be worn a few times and then discarded. This rapid cycle consumes massive amounts of water and releases tons of carbon into our atmosphere. Unlike natural hides or plant fibers, many modern synthetic clothes are made from plastics that don't biodegrade for centuries. We are literally filling our planet with the remnants of trends that only lasted a single season. Maybe it's time we look at our relationship with clothing through the lens of our ancestors' sustainability. Slow fashion isn't just a trend, it's a return to valuing the resources and craftsmanship behind what we wear. Choosing quality over quantity reduces our footprint and honors the human history of this incredible invention. Clothing has protected us for 170,000 years, but now it's our turn to protect the world that supports us.
As we look ahead, the story of clothing is evolving once again into the digital age. Imagine clothes that monitor your health, regulate your temperature, or even change color on command. Knee technologies are allowing us to print custom-fit clothing, drastically reducing waste and fabric scraps. We are even developing fabrics grown from mushrooms and seaweed, bringing us back to nature in a high-tech way. The tools have changed from stone and bone to sensors and software, but the core purpose remains the same: our survival. From the first humble scrap of skin to the modern spacesuit, clothing has always been our greatest human invention. It is the invention that allowed us to step out of Africa, survive the ice, and thrive in every climate on Earth. So, next time you get dressed in the morning, remember, you're not just putting on fabric. You're continuing a
I'm the
legacy of
best.
innovation, survival, and creativity that started 170,000 years ago. Thanks for watching, and stay curious about the clothes you wear every single day.